News broke earlier this week that Johnny Depp has been essentially fired from the Fantastic Beasts series. To be specific, he was asked to resign from the role, and he agreed. No matter your thoughts on the accusations against Depp, it seems his time as Grindelwald has come to an end. Now, as I've said in the past, I really never liked the casting of Johnny Depp in the role. I mean, originally in Harry Potter, JK only allowed UK actors to appear in the movies, because the characters were derived from the UK. So when it came to casting Grindelwald, a character who was born in Eastern Europe, they chose an American? And not just any American, one of the most recognizable actors of all time. For me, casting Johnny Depp doesn't allow me to see the character. I kinda just see Johnny Depp. Although I never liked the casting or the look, even I have to admit, in Crimes of Grindelwald, he did pretty decently in the role. I mean, the depiction of the character wasn't exactly what I had in mind, but it still worked. It's unfortunate that the performance was in such a bad movie, but still, now this gives us a chance to correct the franchise and course correct for Grindelwald himself. I've always believed that Grindelwald should be handsome and blonde and charismatic. I want to see someone who is more welcoming and smooth with his words, similar to like a cult leader. The way they kind of delivered the character with Johnny Depp was more creepy and a little unsettling, especially with the look. It also gives us an opportunity to cast a European as well, something that's more in line with the character from the books. So let's take a look at 3 potential actors who I feel can take this role and really crush it, and really turn it into something special. Now, I understand I'm just like you, I really would love if Colin Farrell just was Grindelwald, but unfortunately in the series they made a point of revealing him as Johnny Depp, so it makes little sense to go back to that character as before. It does make more sense in the context of the story to recast, so that's what we're going to be doing here today. Now at this time, Grindelwald would be roughly in his 40s, so we're looking for an actor who fits that, as well as one who has an air of confidence, and you can see his charismatic nature coming through. I want to show why people want to follow him. Now if we're not going to course correct and not change the character at all, I think Cillian Murphy would be the best choice to just slide into this role, without it being too much of a change of pace. Cillian isn't a stranger to playing weird characters, and he almost has that handsome yet creepy look that David Yates seems to be going for. Honestly, he's probably the best bet to stick with the vision that is already created for this character, even though it is not my favorite direction.
You tell the flight attendant and your dad dies. Sit down.
I think Cillian's a very talented actor who could take what Johnny Depp was doing and really make his own. So here's what Cillian Murphy would look like as Grindelwald. Next up, we have an actor who is definitely on the older side, and honestly, if he was 10 years younger, I think he'd be perfect. That man is Mads Mickelson. Now, Mads has obviously made himself very well known within Hollywood, and he's played a lot of iconic roles. So that's kind of the only strike against him. But in his brief stint as Hannibal, you can see why he'd work incredibly well in this role.
I'm very supportive of bake-offs. It's important you find someone you're comfortable with.
He's calm, talks with that confidence, has that little bit of creepy energy peeking through. But I think he'd do absolutely wonderful in this role. I think it's undeniable how much talent he has and how much he could bring to this. It definitely fits in line with the kind of characters that Mads usually plays. I can see him working really well in this role, but in a different way than Depp, and that might just be a little bit too jarring for fans. Either way, here's what Mads Mikkelsen would look like as Grindelwald. Lastly, we had my first choice for this role before Johnny Depp was even attached. That man is Daniel Bruhl. He is perfect age, has that persona to play calm and commanding, and you can definitely see people following him. Everything I've seen him in, he transforms. And I do think he'd play this dramatically different than Depp, but more in line with what I expected for the character. Something that's more charismatic and more cult-like, but most likely with an understated performance, with depth. Although we don't know the exact birthplace of Grindelwald, it's believed it's either Hungary or Eastern European, and with Daniel being German, it kind of fits within that. But most importantly, I think he's one of the few actors who can bring a powerhouse performance while still being relatively unknown. Maybe it's just me, but I don't attach a specific role to his face. And if we transformed him to make him Grindelwald, I think he would become the character rather than just bringing an actor into this role.
You feel that if you open your mouth, the horrors might never stop. Don't worry. We only have to talk about one.
I could see him doing something absolutely wonderful. So here's Daniel Bruhl as Grindelwald. So which of the 3 did you prefer for Grindelwald? Or what is your own choice for the role? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, you might also like recasting Harry Potter, so check that out. Please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.